So you may not have that parents that you love, you may not have that love from your parents, but trust me, there are people out there. I'm trying to share my experience with you guys so that you guys can get, the journey, the process, and then maybe you can understand what I'm trying to say. You cannot move beyond this phase in silence. Hello beautiful people, and welcome back to my channel. My name is Yemi of Girl to Mom, and this channel is all about inspiring every lady to own their lives, live up to their potentials, and to be the best version of themselves. The reason why I am making this video talking about this topic is because I know for a fact, based on my own experience, that the loss of a loved one or the absence of love in the life of anyone can cause a lot of problems, especially for us ladies. Because of the way our society is, we ladies have become more vulnerable to certain issues. Years ago, I lost my mom. Initially, I felt nothing, and then I felt something, and then I felt nothing, and then my emotions just kept going off and on and off until I finally got over it. Now, the loss of a loved one doesn't necessarily mean the end of the world, but then it does create a void that needs to be filled. But then you don't have the tools, you don't have the right information to move beyond this phase of your life, and then you just make decisions that are detrimental to your life. For you, maybe you have not lost a loved one, maybe your parents are separated, maybe your parents are divorced, maybe your loved one or the parents that you look up to is not physically present where you are. Other parents are present, but you still feel neglected, you don't feel loved. Then this video is for you. In today's video, I want to share some of the tips that has helped me to move beyond the loss of a loved one, and I feel like this information can help you as well. So if you are interested, please, like I said earlier, I lost my mom, and I lost my mom at a very early stage of my life, and so this affected me somehow. And I decided that let me make this video, let me just share some of my tips, how I was able to move beyond this phase. Let me just share it with people who might be hurting, and maybe you want to take some decisions with your life that are detrimental to your life. So the first thing I will say is that you should let it out, okay? Let it all out. Now, the truth is that you cannot heal, you cannot move beyond this phase in silence. You cannot heal in silence. Let me just simply say that. You need to cry if you want to. You need to pour out your mind. You need to grieve. You need to talk to someone. You just need to let all that emotions out, because that is the first step towards healing. You have to heal for you to be able to move beyond this phase. You just have to heal, and by healing, the first step is for you to let it out. I remember when my mom died, initially I bottled in a lot of emotions, and when I heard the news, it was like months after she had died, because I was in the boarding house and my father did not want to tell me because they thought it would affect me, which it could have. They thought it would have affect me in school, so they had to wait till I got back home for holidays. So I remember it was that day that I got back home that I saw my cousins, my sister, my grandmother, my father's mom, my grandmother, and my dad, and they were like, I just heard them talking, and they're like, does she know? Does she know? I was like, what's wrong with these people? And then they told me, they sat me down, they were trying to be nice, they were trying to say it in the sweetest, like in the calmest way possible. Like I felt for them. They just told me that, we lost your mom. And initially I didn't get what they were trying to say. I was just like, okay. But then I saw lots of people looking at me, and I just decided to cry. Not because it was that deep, it didn't really sink in that time, and I just cried. And then I went back home, and throughout the holidays, we went to the village. I saw where she was buried. I would go to the places that we used to go to together. I would see people that we used to go together to go and laugh at, to go and gist with, and she just wasn't there. So I was like, okay, this is the new life. This is the new normal. Let me just, go ahead and just live my life. She's no longer there. And so I went back to school the second term, and then I realized that something was wrong with me, but then I could not place it. So I would cry a lot. I remember that I would cry a lot. I had friends in school that time, but they also were going through some issues in their life. So it was just a situation of you tell me your issues, me tell you, I'll tell you my own issues. We were not really helping each other. Let me just put it that way. And I remember crying a lot. My boarding house was the lowest moment of my life. Like I remember crying a lot. I would hide under my desk. I would cry. I didn't want anybody to see me. And that's another thing I would say. You don't have to be strong when you are not strong, okay? You don't have to feel strong. You don't have to say that you don't want people to pity you. You don't have to say, I want to do this alone. I don't want people to pity me. Please, you need it. You actually need it. You actually need people to feel your pain so that you can be relieved. You need people to share your burden. I'll talk about that in the next day, but then I want you guys to know that you need to let out that emotion, whatever it is that you have inside, whatever it is that you are going through inside. Please let it out. Don't bottle it inside. So I'm trying to share my experience with you guys so that you guys can get the journey, the process, and then maybe you can understand what I'm trying to say better. I remember that I used to cry a lot more on visiting days. Not like my father doesn't come on visiting days. He would come to visit me in school. When I see my father, I'm always excited. Like, up until I got to SS3, I would run and jump on him. Then he would take me to the tuck shop. And I remember that experience because anytime we go to the tuck shop, people who their parents are not with them, they will stay outside. They will be struggling to buy things. But if you have your parents with you, you could enter inside the tuck shop. So I remember entering inside with my father and people would be like, you help me buy this, help me buy that. It was a sweet experience for me. I know it seems like it's just a little thing, but it was a sweet experience for me back then. So our visiting days are usually very short because it just happened that way. They're usually very short. It would even ask me, do you have anything you want to tell me? I would say no. And then when there's nothing else to say, and before then I would have planned, I would in my mind, I would say when I see my father on visiting, I would tell him this is what I'm going through. But then when I see him, I don't see anything because I feel like, let me not just say anything to him. Let me not just bother him. This thing has passed. She's gone. Let me not just bother him with this information. And he would leave. And remember that the moment my father, leaves, when I see him, when we say our goodbyes, from that point to when I get to my room, I would cry all the way to the dormitory because I would see people with their parents eating homemade food. Homemade food was a big deal for me. Like, homemade food was my problem. You guys will not understand, but those are the little things that would affect you. So it's something that I could have just told my father that I want homemade food. Maybe he may not be able to cook it, but he could buy something along the road, just something different from school food. So I would cry along the road, and once I'm close to my dormitory, I would clean my face and just enter the room, enter the dorm, and feel like everything is normal again. I just was not at my best those period of time because of my emotions. So anybody from my secondary school who remembers this video, they remember that I was a slacker. Like, I was not a bubbler at all. I was a complete slacker, and that was because a lot was going on with me, coupled with body house issues. So it was just like that. So I'm just trying to say that you should let it out, okay? Pour out your mind. If you do not pour it out, it would affect you. Somehow it did not affect my studies because I put in all my energy into my studies. So let's say it affected, but not so much, okay? But it affected my relationship, it affected my emotions, it affected my self-esteem back then. So the first thing I would say is for you to let it out. Another thing I would say is for you to allow people to help you. This is very important. Like, this is very, very important because somehow you feel like if you allow people in, it will take away the memory of your loved one. I don't know. That was what I felt like. If I allow people in my life, somehow I will lose the memory of my mom. I'm not saying you should allow people to take the place of your loved one. I'm just saying that you should allow people to lift that burden off you. I remember that when I met this friend in my secondary school, she made a whole lot of difference in my life. Like, she helped me to get my self-esteem back. And how we became friends, she brought me homemade food. Like, when they come for on visiting days, she would share a plate with me. And this girl, she's not someone that, she was not in my league of friends, if you get what I mean. She was not a bubbler per se, but she wasn't a slacker. So she was not in my league of, people that I could talk to. I don't know if you guys get what I mean. So she would bring me homemade food, and it made a whole lot of difference. She would talk to me, we became friends, and somehow I got my confidence back. Somehow I was able to build my self-esteem. From this lady, my entire journey in life was through the association of people. Everything I am today, who I am today, is as a result of the people who has helped me in my journey. So you may not have that parents that you love, you may not have that love from your parents, but trust me, there are people out there who will love you. Maybe not the same way your parents will love you, maybe not the same way that person will love you, but there's always someone around you that loves you. I totally believe if you feel nobody loves you, God loves you, and God will put people in your life that will love you. So don't rob yourself of these people. Don't let this pain that you are holding on to so much, don't let it rob you of the people that. So a lot of people helped me in my journey. I remember by the time I got to SS3, I had a stepmom already at that time, and you guys can see the glow on my face. She made a difference in my life. Trust me, she made a difference in my life. On my valedictory service, the day of graduation in my secondary school, she brought snacks, she brought food. Like, I felt it. I felt so loved on that day, because everybody else was with their parents, they were with their mom. I was not in the league of people who they did not come forward, they did not have food to share with people. I wasn't in that league, and it made a difference to me at that time. So she brought pastries, she brought food, drinks. It wasn't just the regular visiting day with my dad alone. She came, she brought food. I shared food with people. After they left, people were still asking me, do you still have snacks? Like, I felt good. I just cannot go on and on about the people that helped me. When I got to university, I met new set of people, new friends. They just helped me. I don't know how else to say it. So let it out. Yes, grieve. That is why the first thing I said was for you to allow yourself to grieve, let it out. Speak to somebody, let out their emotions, but then don't hold on to that pain so much that you don't allow people to help you. I don't know if that makes sense. I also want to say that in the process of allowing people help you, it is important to allow it flow gradually. Let the process come, let the process flow naturally. Don't force it. Don't be in a haste to allow people in, because I know that is also another problem. When you feel like, okay, let me allow this person help me, you just do it in a hurry. Then you are exposed to the person's weaknesses, or I don't know how to put it. Human beings, we are not perfect, okay? Nobody is perfect. If you do not allow the process to come naturally, if you force it, there's a way that it will affect that relationship between you and that person. And another thing is that you need to speak to people, you need to talk to people, because nowadays people don't want to be in a hurry to interfere into people's affairs. I don't know if that makes sense, because at that time of your life, you are not emotionally balanced. So anything people to say to you could be a negative comment. Anything somebody tries to tell you could come off wrong. Do you get what I mean? So people may try not to push themselves on you. So it is important that in as much as you wait for people to come to help you, it is important that you also reach out to people that you know. So you don't have to wait for people to help you. There may be somebody that you like. Just make sure that these are the right people, okay? There may be somebody that you see around you. You see like, this person is understanding, this person is caring enough to want to listen to me. You can reach out to them. You can tell them what you are going through, or you can seek professional help. And if you feel like you cannot afford professional help, if you feel like there's nobody around you that you trust, you can talk to me. Like I said, this is the reason why I started my channel. You can talk to me. You can send me a DM on Instagram. You can send me an email, and we can just talk this through, okay? I'm doing this because I don't want anybody to go through life feeling like nobody loves you, because I know that people love you, okay? And when you lose someone, when you're going through this particular situation, maybe your parents are separated, when you're going through any of these situations, there's every tendency for you to feel that you are not loved, okay? That is why I'm emphasizing so much on this, okay? I'll try not to make this video too long, but you guys should just pardon me. I just have to do this. And then the last thing I want to say is that you should move on. I know that this is what you have heard a lot of times. Like, when people come to grieve with you, what they tell you is like, you should move on. When people cancel you, they tell you to move on, which is actually true. Truth is that you have to accept this new situation. Acceptance is painful. Acceptance is tough. But then you have to just accept it and then move on. I'm not saying by moving on, I'm not saying that you should forget the memories of your loved one. I'm not saying you should totally forget that these people ever existed. No, it's not. That's not the case, But I'm saying that you should accept that this person is actually no longer there. Your parents are no longer together. Anything could still happen. They may come back together for the case of separation or divorce. You have to accept that these people are now living apart. You have to accept that this person, I will never see her again. You have to accept that this is happening to you right now. Now, how was I able to move on? I realized that I just was not enjoying what was happening to me. Like, I was not enjoying myself at all. My closest friends, people who were close to me, were not enjoying friendship with me at all. The truth is that on the outside, I was a very happy person. That was my way of escaping from that thought. that time alone to actually think of this. That was just my escape. And then I was
very
entertaining. So, naturally, I'm entertaining. Naturally, I know how to talk, you know, but then it became something like on the outside, I was just a talkative. I would be gisting people. But then those that are close to me, I can decide not to talk to someone for 2 weeks. Like, I could keep malice. I can be alone. I can be indoors alone. Like, I'm okay. I'm fine. I was really hard. I was very judgmental. I was very unforgiving. I was just a mess inside. So my friends back then just did not enjoy me. And that's why I really appreciate our friendship, because they were very patient with me. You know, they were the one that taught me that, girl, just allow, life is easy, you know. And then I realized that this is as a result of the so many emotions I've bottled in. I now felt like nobody wants to listen to me. Like, so stop pouring your emotions on people, stop talking about your emotions to people. Nobody wants to listen to you. So that was what I felt. But then I got to a point that I realized that, you know what, people wants to listen to me, people are there to help me, people are not enjoying me the way I am right now. So you have to look at yourself and look at the negative vibes you are putting out there as a result of what you are going through. You may not know that you are chasing people away. You may not know that you are letting out some negative vibes, which is not good for you at the end of the day. It will somehow affect your character, because of what you have not dealt with, what you have not moved beyond. So you might still bottle in the fact that your parents do not care about you enough to stay together. You might still bottle in the fact that you feel neglected in your home. You might bottle in the fact that your parents is gone, that person is gone, and then somehow you let out negative vibes. Somehow you don't want to deal with that feeling, and then you just live life carelessly. Somehow no. Look at yourself right now. What is it that you are what is it that you are letting out? What is it that you don't like? Look at it. You know, critically evaluate yourself. This is how you can move on. Honestly, look at the place you are right now and ask yourself, is this the best place that you want to be? Is this your best you? Obviously, it wasn't my best, you know. And you also need to ask yourself, if life was the way you wanted it, if you had these people in your life, if you had this people that you really want, you know, this person that you have lost, if they were in your life, if your parents were together, if everything was normal in your own setting, like, what would life look like for you? Okay, if I had my mom around, I would probably have my own person to talk to. I would probably have someone who will always listen to me. I would have somebody who I can really confide in, like, this is my person. Okay, then you now need to bridge that gap between what is happening to you right now and what you really want for yourself. So I had to tell myself, oh, these people are there for me. This person wants to listen to me. This person is also my own person. They're always there for me, so they are also my own person. This is not to say that you will forget your loved ones. No, hold on to their memories, but not to the extent that you will not get help, not to the extent that you hold on to something that no longer exists and you do not enjoy what you have. I hope you found this video helpful. I just hope that you get the message. So what I said in summary, let go of that pain and then allow people help you. And then another thing is to move on. And by moving on, I said that you need to look at where you are right now. Do you like that face? Do you like where you are right now? What are you letting out to people that is letting the good people away from you? What vibe are you giving out? Okay, how is this affecting your character? Okay, look at it, and then look at life. If you had the people you wanted, what would life look like for you? Picture it. What would it look like? Then whatever your answer is, begin to gradually live that life. Watching this video and you have any other advice, any other tip that can help someone move on from, you know, the loss of a loved one or the absence of love in their life, please put it in the comment section. I would really love to hear from you guys as well, and I'll be reading your comments. I'll be replying. If you feel like you want to talk to somebody after watching this video, you can send me a DM on Instagram or you can send me an email. Those are in the description box for you guys. So I think that's all. I've said a lot in this video, and please, you guys should forgive me that this video is too long. Okay, I like to talk. You guys have seen that already. So that is all for today's video. Thank you guys for watching this video. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to give me a thumbs up, like this video, leave a comment, share with your friends and loved ones, and I will see you guys in my if you are not already subscribed, subscribe to this channel. Don't forget to subscribe, turn on your bell notification, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye bye.